have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. This call is from
Dennis Blackwell.
an inmate at Tabor Correctional Institution. This call will be monitored and recorded. For customer assistance, thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Welcome to Inmate Tea with AMP. This is April.
And Patricia.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. My name is Dennis O'Keefe Blackwell. I'm from Roxborough, North Carolina. And I'd like to tell you about my conviction and how I got placed in prison out of entrapment by the Person County judicial system.
Okay.
It started in 2011. I was on Facebook posting things about corruption that was going on in different departments of the government in Person County. And by me doing so, I reached out to some people that used to work in these the sheriff department, the police department. And so we teamed up and started telling stories about what was going on in the jail and in the sheriff department and in the police department, the DA's office. And by me doing so, they started watching me and following me, and finally they used a female that was signing one of my petitions that I had to set me up and say I sold her drugs, which was never proven that she ever received any drugs from me because no testing and nothing was ever done. But the DA's office that did it, it's the same DA that was also making bribes and stuff with other people on the side, and then the DA's office, which he was convicted of and sentenced for after I had got convicted of my sentence. So once I came to prison, I was still being targeted by a system, and because I was sending papers back, trying to get back in the court on my case, and they was blocking all my motions and things like that. So I started to reaching out to other people for help, and once they seen how big it is, the people who was being involved, they was afraid to go forward with me. So I've been fighting these 12 years in prison by myself.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
What was the actual charge?
But in being in prison,
What was the actual charge?
I had a drug charge.
And there was no
selling, delivering.
Got it. And there was no they only had a witness?
No, the only witness they used the lady who signed the petition saying that she agreed that they being corrupt, which I have the paper to prove. They used her, they scared her and made her testify and lie and say that I came to her house not to get her to sign my petition, but to bring her drugs. So when
How
they
long
did
of a
that,
sentence did you get?
they gave me I had 4 boxcar sentences. I had 8 to 11 years. And then they gave me a 2 to 4 years. They had charged me with about 5 different charges. And the appeal court returned 2 of my convictions in 2012, 2013. And I went back to court. They resentenced me, but the judge was still the same judge that was involved in me speaking out against them. He was the same judge that got that case again. And what he did, instead of him changing my sentences, he just took the charges they said that he couldn't charge me double for. He took the charges out and left my sentences the same and dropped one sentence on the end that he couldn't even give me. So I still kept fighting it, like I said, when I came back to prison. But all my paperwork, like I said, keeps getting blocked from going to that county. So my mother went to the rescue office to a manager she knew personally and asked him, what could I do to get my papers through? And he said they never going to let him get anything through because he had made a lot of people mad down here about exposing the corruption that was going on. So he's going to have to go through another court to get in. So anyway, I've been filing papers since I've been in, but now I'm on my last sentence. So I just stopped fighting it, and I started fighting about things that was going on in prison as well, the corruption going on in here. And it started in 2019 when I was at Berghoff, and it was beating inmates up and putting people in the hole and stuff. And so when I filed grievances about it, they were talking to me, and then I was getting locked up, and they stole all my property away. So I had to file a case against them, I was rewarded $500 for my property thrown away last year on May the 25th, I think, 2024. So then, when I won that lawsuit, Berghoff, I wrote the Secretary of Prison asked him to move me for my safety. So they moved me to Lumberton. So when I got to Lumberton, the same thing was going on there. A lot of corruption going on, and I started speaking out about that. And then they did the same thing. They trapped me by taking my self-medication and writing me up saying that I shouldn't have that medicine I had. And when I went to, and they put me in the hole for it and said that they used a female to say that I wrote her a letter. She took my mail out of my locker and kept it and tried to say I gave it to her. And so I stayed in the hole from on that charge from June 24th to October 2023. And the record says that you can't do no more than 30 days. So they kept giving me extensions about my time in the hole, which was fabricated. But in the meantime, while I'm in the hole, when they took my medication, I got gout real bad. My foot swelled up. And they wouldn't give me no medication. So I got so bad I couldn't walk. And finally, I had to go on a hunger strike to get attention. I wrote a judge, and so evidently the judge called that count. And they finally took me to outside medical where I had to have injections in my feet to be able to walk, to get it to come down. So after that, I filed a case. They sent me to Scotland. And when they sent me to Scotland, then they sent me to the mountains. The same thing kept going on. They kept writing me up for things, putting me in the hole. They were saying, you speaking out about stuff in the system, so this is what you get. And so I left Avery Mitchell. When I went to Avery Mitchell, they closed down back here a few months ago. And now I'm at Tabor City. Same thing going on. So for 3 years, they wouldn't give me a job. They keep talking, they wouldn't give me a job. And all inmates had to be on a job to be able to get out of prison early. So they would never give me a job. So when I filed a case against Lumberton about my foot and how he kept me in SED and wouldn't give me my medication, now the county that I filed in was Lumberton, across the street from the prison. They're all family. So now I'm having a problem. The judge signed off on my lawsuit saying I can file it. It won't frivolous. Now I'm having a problem of getting that county to serve them people that want the summaries of saying they're being sued by me. So they trying to keep me from my case process and delaying it. So now I'm filing a motion to the appeals court and asking them to either order for them to make a ruling to serve summons on these people about what they did to me. And I'm being heard back from the appeals court now. But like I was saying about my case while I'm in prison, the DA was convicted, and it was proven that he was corrupt from the beginning, like I had already been saying when I was on Facebook out there. But they still, nobody still haven't spoke on my case or tried to get me any help or get my case overturned to prove that I was innocent from the beginning and I was set up because of speaking out.
So, have you faced retaliation from staff at every facility you've been to?
Every facility I go to, I'm already targeted. As soon as I get off the bus, when I got here, they throw some of my property just being.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Where Avery Mitchell threw my property, I got a suit against them now for my property. They throw my pictures away, my family pictures away, and some of my legal mail and some of my legal books. And then they sent me here because the flood happened up there, and they shut it down. So I'm at Tabor City now. So the same thing when I get here, they throw some of my papers away and tell me I can't have all these papers and stuff. And I showed them I got court cases pending and stuff. They said, well, we don't care about that. You can write grievances and do whatever you want to do here. So like I said, I'm talking everywhere I go. And so one of my programmers finally told me, she said, they don't want to give you no job. They want you to do your time day for day because they're mad because how you speak out about what's going on. And she told me it was wrong, but she said there's nothing she can do because it's over her head. Finally got somebody to give me
Have you wrote grievances at all these facilities for the retaliation?
I got grievances on every facility that I've been on, got copies of it and everything, and they never do anything. That's why in my lawsuit I got against Lumberton, I also filed a grievance against the head grievance board in Raleigh because they always agree with whatever they say. They don't never investigate nothing. They don't never send nobody to talk to you. If the officer said they didn't do that, they believe that, and that's all was done. And nothing's done about it.
Do you have family on the outside or just supporters on the outside that's helping you push this issue?
Do I have any help on the outside?
Yeah, to help you fight this.
Well, No, I mean my son, he helps me as much as he can, but he's been trying to hire lawyers and everything. And like I said, I don't know what it is they scared to go against these people for some reason, and that's how it is in the system. I got evidence that inmates done died and inmates been beat up, and I done wrote the governor about it, and it's proven. Like I said, some of the officers don't got fired, but they still don't do nothing. But they keep moving me from camp to camp and keeping me in camps where like I'm targeted. And like I said, I'm eligible for honor grade. They won't give me honor grade. I meet the criteria and everything, but they won't give me nothing. They won't do nothing for me because they say I'm a political writer, and that's what I get for speaking out like I do about things.
So when you speak
that's how
out,
they do you in prison.
you face retaliation from speaking out at every place that you go to. How many different camps have you been
Every
to?
place. I've been to. Let me see. I started off with Creighton, then I've been to Whiteville 3 times. I've been to Berghoff. I've been to Hornet. I've been to Avery Mitchell. I've been to Mountain View. I've been to all them camps since I've been on this sentence. I've been down since 2012 on time. I've been to all them camps since I've been down.
Oh my goodness! And so, how many years did they give him? He said 4 boxcars.
He gave me altogether. I got 29 years altogether for $40 worth of cocaine.
For $40.
Boxcar, $40 worth of cocaine. They said I sold the latest $40 of cocaine 3 different times on 3 different dates. And the appeals court overturned 2 of the convictions, but they didn't tell them how to re-sentence me. So the judge that sentenced me from the beginning was the same judge I went back in front of on the re-sentencing. So what he did, they said they couldn't charge me with 3 convictions of driving a car to make a sale to somebody. They had to convict me once. So he took 2 of the car charges out and left the sentences the same.
So basically,
So like I said, I'm on my last one now. I had an 8 to 11 years. I did it. I had a 2 to 4. I had a 4 to 6. And I had a 13 to 13. I'm doing a 10 to 13 now. And from now, since I found I got a job, my time dropped to 2032.
Wow. How old are you?
I'll be 56 May the 3rd.
So the place that you're at now, they gave you a job.
Yeah, they finally gave me a job. I hadn't had a job since I filed a lawsuit against Burhoff in 2022 for throwing my property away.
How much of your time would you say that you've done in segregation since you've been locked up?
I did 105 days straight. I stayed in SED from June to October 2023. When I went to Avery Mitchell, they wrote me up for wearing my religion hat. They put me in the hole. I had to do 25 days up there.
Wow. Were you able to practice your religion there?
No, they don't give you nothing in that SED. They put you in that SED, and it shut the door. You don't never see nobody until you get your food or you get water or something like that from them. So I filed a complaint about that because they don't never do rounds. And I said you can be dead, and if you push the button in your cell to get help, they'll open the door and beat you.
Oh my goodness!
Wow. And that was in the mountain camps?
That's the Avery Mitchell. That's what they do. They beat inmates. We put you in cell. They put a piece of soap on your door, a bar of soap on your door, and if that soap fall off your door, then they think you knocked on it, and they're gonna open the door and beat you.
Oh my God.
You push the button. You got a button inside your room that you're supposed to get help from. That's why that button's in there to get them to come to your door. You push that button, they come in and beat you.
Did you say they hang soap on your door, and if it falls, they come in and beat you?
Yes.
For correctional institution. This call will be monitored and recorded for customers. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hi, Dennis. Welcome
Dennis. Welcome back.
Hey. Okay. All right. I'm going back to the lumber situation.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, I filed a lawsuit.
Patricia had a question real quick.
I was just, before we got cut off, you were talking about, I think you were talking about the mountains. I think you were talking about a facility that you were at. And you were talking about what they were doing as far as, they would hang the soap on the door, and if it would fall, they would think you were trying to knock, so they would come in and beat you. What else were you saying was happening?
Yeah.
And which facility was this at?
It was at Avery Mitchell.
Avery Mitchell.
Okay.
And what was
Yes, Avery
happening?
Mitchell have a real.
Uh-huh.
Avery Mitchell has a real history of the racism goes there. Everybody there is white. And when you come to Avery Mitchell, they tell you, say, I don't care what you do on the lower land, you're in the mountains now, boy. Whatever goes on up here stays up here. We don't care nothing about Raleigh or no one. So when I got there, I said, well,
we just recently did an episode
huh?
on this. We just interviewed a few people from there, and they said that exact same. In fact, they said that they had this phrase that they say about Raleigh.
That Raleigh doesn't see over the mountain.
Yes, that's right. And so when it got so bad, and like I said, it got so bad. This was before I went to the hole. I got so bad, so I would have petitioned up, and I sent it to the governor. And I was telling the governor how they do, okay? And how they call you names, they call you all kind of stuff up there, and they treat you bad. Like I say, if in the child eating and you gotta have some on your food, and you take it to the office and say, hey, can I get another tray? They say, no, you eat it or you throw it away and get your ass out the child hall. That's how they talk to you up there. They're terrible. And like I say, if you say something back to them,
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
they put you in handcuffs and they'll drag you to SEG, and you won't see you for a long time because they'll beat you, and until you heal, then they'll let you out.
Wow.
Oh, goodness. That's awful. And what were you saying? What were you
And
saying
anyway,
about the
so when I
dogs? They
wrote-
had dogs up there?
Yes, they can't. Okay, when I got the people, when I wrote Raleigh and the governor and them, and they sent some people up there to call inmates like I'm talking to you now. They called. They didn't call me, but they wanted to see was I lying. So they called like 50, 60 inmates, white, black, everybody, and they asked them, say, what goes on up here? What did they tell you? What did they say to you? And what I just told you, they said everything I said. So then they came back again, and it made them change the policy and go by real policy. They made them throw all the old rules they was going by for years. They made them throw all that stuff out. And so they got so mad by them people coming. In April the 12th, they did what you call a PERT team search. That means all officers from all over different camps suit up in armored fatigues, and they come and search the whole compound. Okay, but when they do this, the people who work there don't usually can't be the ones to come in and search because they know you, so they don't want nobody knowing nobody, so there won't be no retaliation. But this was not like that. They came to our building and told us all lock your lockers, leave your lockers unlocked and walk to the child hall and stay until we come and get you. So they took us all to the child hall on April the 12th of last year. And when we come back to our dorms, all our property was all over the place. Messed up, thrown away, watered down, dogged them, doo-doo, all them people's beds.
Okay, so as you said, at Avery Mitchell, they had all of you guys go to the chow hall. And while you were at that chow hall, when you came back, all your stuff was destroyed, and what did they do?
They went in everybody's lockers and took everybody's stuff out, all your cars ready. If you had food, they had to open some of it up, eating it. They put if you had mattresses and stuff like that, they take it and open it up and spray it all in your food. They was doing all kind of stuff. And the dogs had to walk on people's bed. You can see his footprint, and stinking on the bed and laughing on the bed. It was just crazy up there today.
Not stinking on the
bed. Yes, I wrote the inmate name. I got all them notes. I wrote the inmate name down that they did it to. He filed a grievance. But it's like they always do, they throw all the grievances away. They tell you, when you file a grievance here, it never reach nowhere. They throw them away. So I used to mail my grievances to Robin. Those inmates are really afraid, y'all. They're really afraid to say something because they're scared.
In numbers. There's power in there's strength in numbers. You guys couldn't write something together and send that in to the governor, because you could talk to us all day, and we are definitely going to spread bring awareness to the situation as we have with other inmates. But if you guys were to stick together and
everybody's writing a grievance, and they flood Raleigh with the grievances.
Yes. But let me tell you something. See, it's not like that in here no more. These inmates in here now are really junkies. What I mean by that, all they do is get high all day long. They don't care nothing about what's going on. I'm serious. Right here where I'm at now, that's all I see. I stay in my room because that's all they do. It's K2
so there's
all
lots
over.
of drugs.
K2 is all over. Yeah, straight through all over these camps. Man, I got dates and times when people don't die, and one died.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
An inmate died on May 11, 2024, last year, Avery Mitchell, and they died and covered it up and said he died at the hospital. Because if you die at the hospital, then they're not going to print it in the paper.
Who was
He
that?
died
Do
at
you
the
know the
camp.
name
It's
of
on
that?
camp. Yes, I got his name wrote down. His name was Charles Blow.
Okay, I just.
And nobody never reached out to his people because nobody never knew how to reach out to his people. But I wrote his name down and dated it when he died. He died at Avery Mitchell on fentanyl. Now, how did fentanyl get into prison? An officer had to bring it to him.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
what I'm saying to you is, he died, and another inmate was hospitalized for months in the hospital behind it. And like I said, they lied and said that he died at the hospital, but he died in his locker. You can see him on camera doing the drugs and turn around, and when he turned around, he fell right by his bed and never got up. He died right there.
Now, when that happens, don't they have to like alert the family? Don't they have to call somebody?
Yeah. Yeah, they had to let him, but they're gonna lie though. They're gonna say he just died. He died on his own. I mean, like ain't nothing they did, or he didn't have drugs.
I wonder if when that
And
happens,
I mean, the
autopsy.
state is corrupt. I mean, everybody's corrupt. Even Raleigh's corrupt. They had a lot of stuff. If y'all can really come in here and see what's really going on, it'll blow your mind.
Oh, from these stories,
Our mind's already blown.
We're already blown. We do not want to come in there and see what's going on. But I hate that you're dealing with this.
Like right here, this camp right here, right now, right? They made a rule a couple months ago saying no inmates will get rights no more to go to SIG unless it's 8 charges. 8 charges is the worst charge you get. That means somebody got stabbed or somebody got beat up so bad they had to send them outside medical, man. They punish you like that, and they still doing it here. And the rules said you cannot do no more than 30 days for a disciplinary charge. Period. And guess what? They keep the guys in SIG here over 100 days. I seen guys. I got here in September. And guys I seen leave and go to the hole, I'm thinking they're on ship. They're coming back months later. I'm saying, where you been? He said, I've been in the hole this whole time. I'm like, wow. I mean, this dog is here. It's a man here, too, that I want to give y'all to him. He got beat up in Hornets bad. They broke his hip. He had a hip replacement, and now he got to have his other hip replaced.
What facility?
His mother is from Florida.
Out of all your experiences, what facility would you say is the worst as far as retaliation and staff abuse towards inmates?
All of them is bad now. There's no more professionalism in here, but the worst ones are like Scotland, because officers there is gang members, counselors gang members, and they working with the inmates. And if you like me, a civilian, and you say things about something they're doing, they have the inmates to stab you. That's what's going on in Scotland. That's why the feds down there now.
Have you had a situation like that happen to you?
No, because I mean, I can fight, and I'm a little bit big. I'm a big guy, you know, and
Well,
I can take care of myself on that. Yeah, one for that, though. If I was a little weak guy, yeah, they probably would have been trying. Because they have tried something. This is what they did in Lumberton. After I got the whole about my foot and all, they found the Secretary of Prison reached out. I reached out to him. He came through there doing a search one day, and I stopped him in the hole, and I told him my story. He said, well, write me a letter. When I wrote him, I'm going to be honest now, he did what he supposed to. He got me, he moved me to Scotland. But he still didn't do nothing about what they did to me. So when I got out the hole before I was sent to Scotland, I walked around in the yard maybe about 2 weeks, and they thought I was going to end up staying there because I was going to be shipped unless Raleigh shipped. So the officer had started making rumors saying that I was a snitch, telling the inmates that he a snitch. Don't talk to him. He a snitch. He's going to tell y'all. So they were trying to turn him against, but the inmates already knew. So guys would come to me and say, man, he said, you got them so scared, man. They trying to make all the inmates turn against you and make you scared to stop, so you'll stop writing about them and saying what they're doing now. See, most of these camps, this what's going on. A lot of these camps got a lot of sexual relationships going on, meaning that they're going together with each other. They ain't got no professionalism trying to make nobody rehabilitate no more.
Wait.
You
said they got a lot of what? Sexual relationships?
Like in Lumberton, right? The people I was writing up in Lumberton, why they put me in the hole. One of the sergeants there, I put a complaint in about they got barbershops in all prisons for you to get haircuts, okay?
Right.
And nothing, they so family there. Everybody's cousins, brothers and sisters and all that. The woman who run the prison, she got nephews and cousins work there, so they don't have supposed to be there. It's called nepotism. They don't supposed to work in the same place. But anyway, this guy in Lumberton, he runs the barber shop, and he got a barber shop in the street. It's called Chop Shop in Lumberton. If you look it up, you'll see it. It's called Chop Shop. Okay, his name is Brent. When I can say his name. Anyway, he's a sergeant. Right. So he's over the barber shop in Lumberton. So what he's doing, he's taking all the equipment that the state furnished to the prison barber shops and taking it to his barber shop. I was giving that information about people in there that really don't like what they're doing. He said, "Man, you need to write them up for that because he's getting over on the state." So for months we didn't never have no real good clippers and nothing like that. So I said, I wrote a grievance because I'm a barber. I said, why they don't never change these clippers out? So now he get mad. Now the retaliation starts. So now they start coming to me, searching my locker, taking my stuff, throwing my stuff away, telling me I need to keep my mouth closed and worry about my business like that. So anyway, I wrote a grievance. The grievance went in. The lady who was doing the grievance, she was good. She was a good person. She said, I'm going to file this grievance because you're telling the truth. But now, what they do was,
you have 60 seconds remaining.
They got the grievance and covered it up and never did file it. And I had to push until it got filed. So I filed this lawsuit that I got against Lumberton now. And it's the case number to this lawsuit filed right now that they're trying to keep from going through is 24 CBS 3271. It's pending right now in Lumberton about them put me in the hole, taking my medication. My feet swelled up so bad I had to go on a hunger strike to get them to make them come outside medical and get shots on foot. So now I'm been said from June the 25th to around about July the 21st, my foot starts swelling up because of the gout because I wasn't taking the meds.
Right.
So this captain named Captain came through and he kept looking at my foot because he was a good man. He said, your foot is swelling up. I'm going to tell medical. So when he go tell medical would ignore me because I had told about how they was doing inmates, how inmates been beaten inside of medical and all this stuff. Had the times, names, and everything. So now medical's mad with me. So they said let him suffer. So they would never come check on me. So that captain kept coming through days and days by, and they kept lying to him saying that they were gonna go see me. When my forehead got black, it had turned black when he swelled up so bad. And when I went outside to get wet, I fell and couldn't get up. They wouldn't come and get me. So the captain had the officer put me in a wheelchair and rolled me back to my cell. You can see it on camera. So he still wouldn't come. So finally the captain got mad. He came and got me himself, put me in a wheelchair, and rolled me to medical. He said, y'all going to see him today. He said, this man's foot is black. He said, something is wrong with his foot. He said he got gout, so y'all should know that. And he haven't been taking his medicine because y'all threw it away, which he did. Anyway, I got rolled up for it. So when I went to that disciplinary man, he was a part of them too. He knew me from Berghoff when I had filed a case against Berghoff. And so he knew me. So when I went in as disciplinary, he said, oh, yeah, you guilty out the gate. He said, I don't care what you say. I don't want to hear it. You guilty. So he found me guilty for them charges. Because my self-medication, saying I had I had contraband of self-medication because they took the label off of it and tried to say I didn't have no label on my medicine. But regardless of that, all they had to do was take that medicine to medical, and when medical checked it, the numbers on it, they're going to see the numbers verified that this is the medication I take for the gout I had. But they didn't do that. So the nurse that I'm suing too, she covered it for him, and she did because she had to write a statement. She write a statement, I would have never got charged, but she didn't. So he convicted me. He gave me 20 days for the B-19. He gave me 30 days for the A-15 by the officer. So that's 50 days. But the policy of the Department of Corrections said no inmate can do no more than 30 consecutive days for a disciplinary charge, what I had. I ended up doing 105 days. They kept me way over my time. They kept putting out these false extensions. And I never was signed. They was forging my name, which I got the copy to show you. They forged my counsel was so dumb, he forced his own name on my paper where my name's supposed to go. So I kept them copies. So finally that captain, going back to that captain, he kept saying, he made him take me to the hospital. When I went to the hospital to a specialist, foot specialist, and he said, well, there's two things I could do. Either give you some pills to help bring this down where you could be able to walk, or I could give you an injection to have it needed to be able to walk. So I said, well, I don't like needles, but I said, I'm hurting so bad I can't walk, and I ain't walked so long. I said, I want to go ahead on and get injections. So he gave me injections, which is on record. I got my files with me now. So he gave me injections in September 2023. So by that time, my letter don't reach the Secretary of Prison about what they were doing to me. He had me moved on He had me moved on October the 27th to Scotland Correctional. And when I went to Scotland, they didn't have no bed, so I had to be in the gym with the rest of the inmates. They had us sleeping in the gym, which was unsanitary. So I wrote the ADA people. The ADA people came down and they talked to us, so they got us out the gym. Then they was mad because I did that, so now they want to punish me again and send me to the mountains away from my family. So that's when I got to Avery Mitchell. When I get to Avery Mitchell, that's when I see all the corruption going on up there. And
out of those three that you just told us about, which facility is the worst, in your opinion?
Whew. For racism, Avery Mitchell. The racism, when they calling you a nigger and stuff like that, Avery Mitchell, they'll tell you that in your face.
Oh, my God.
They're the worst as far as racism. Corruption, all of them.
We've heard a lot in interviews that we've done in the past about the mountain facilities, Avery Mitchell, Mountain View Correctional.
Avery Mitchell, Mountain View, they're the worst. They call you nigger in your face. They don't care. And see what's so bad. And nobody black working in either one of them facilities. Nobody. I mean, nobody. Period. I mean, I'm not saying everybody there's racist because everybody's not. But it's so overwhelmed with it that the ones who's not racist, they scared to say something because if they don't, they'll be an outcast. That's how they do them up there. And most of the women there, it's not like that. I will say that. But they can't help it, though. They'll say this right agreement. And they'll say that to you when they see you getting done wrong. But like I said, it's terrible. I feel like that's why God sent that rap up there back here with that hurricane because them people terrible up there. But all of them corrupt. Get back to Lumberton, though. They so corrupt in Lumberton because it's family. I mean, everybody's brothers, sisters, and cousins. And the superintendent there, the one I'm suing through, she the one kept me in the hole. She the one told them put me in the hole because of me sending texts. That's what it started from, too. I was texting my family on my texts about everything was going on.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
So when they was seeing my texts and I was saying stuff that was true because of what they was doing, and you had nurses there that I got their names that had some of the officers up for sexual harassment. And so that nurse Brooks that was against me not giving me meds and stuff that was down with them, she would fire them nurses, like get rid of them when they make complaints about the officers. And so when I was putting them texts on my tablet, like I said, now they get mad. So the superintendent sent them SRG guys to me, and that's when they set me up with this police and I gave her a note because I write poems. They got some poems out of my mail and kept it. And kept my religious Quran for about 6 days, wouldn't give it back to me, and they told us to cover off of it. I filed, like I said, I got a suit against them right now about that. But they took my Quran. Then when they got that letter, they said, okay, now we got to find somebody to be able to say he wrote this letter to them. And who did they do? They get the sergeant that I was talking about stealing that equipment from the barber shop, his friend girl, and she lied and said I gave it to her. And they locked me up for that. See, they had to have something strong to lock you up for. So they locked me up for that. And when I went to disciplinary, be charged, they gave me 50 days. But they kept me over my time. And they kept saying that I was pending for transfer. But I got paperwork saying, you're not going to transfer. You're not going to transfer. Amy Raleigh, I wrote the grievance board. The grievance board even said I wasn't going to transfer. The grievance board never did check into it. I wrote legal service. Now, legal service did write me back and say this. We are very concerned. I got the letter here now. It's filed. I put it in an exhibit of my lawsuit. Legal service said, we are very concerned that they kept you in SEG on that long term like that. And we're investigating it, but that's all I ever heard from them. But you got to understand, legal service for the state, they're not going to really help you neither. Unless it's something about getting your sentence back in court or something like that. But something like I got going on, they're not going to fight against the state like that because the state paid them. So like I said, my lawsuit been filed. It got filed about Lumberton, what they did to me, how they let me sit in SEG and suffer, and where I had to go on a hunger strike. I went on a hunger strike. Let me tell you that. On October the 3rd, I had been dead so long, now I'm starting to see things because I've been in this hole so long, so heard voices. So I seen mental health. Mental health said, I'm going to talk to the ward and tell them we need to let you out of SEG because your time is up, been up, and we don't know why they're holding you. So when mental health seen how big this was, they backed down. They wouldn't say nothing else. I kept writing them. They said, well, you know, we can do is our hands. Okay. So I said, okay, the only thing for me to do then is go on a hunger strike to really reach out and get some attention. And that's what I did. October the 3rd, I went on the hunger strike. Okay? And when I went on the hunger strike, I'm not thinking that most people go on the hunger strike, they just don't drink water or eat. I didn't do neither one. And I like to really die for real. I had been so long, my bowels, when my bowels did move, my bowels had got like tar look because my body was shutting down. So I got so sick, I fell out the shower on the 6th of October because I hadn't ate nothing since the 2nd of October. No water, no food, or nothing.
How
So
many
when I fell
days
out the
did
shower,
you say?
I went from October the 3rd. I hadn't ate no food from October the 2nd. The last meal I ate was October the 2nd, 2023. That was that night meal, about 4 o'clock in the evening. So I went on the strike that morning for breakfast. I didn't eat that breakfast that morning of the 3rd. And I didn't eat no food or drink no water. They checked my blood samples and everything. They said, you going to die if you don't eat something. So I said, well, I'm going to die because y'all won't let me out of the bed. I said, no, and my people will find out why I was in bed. But anyway, so when I fell, though, they took me to medical. The same nurse who I'm suing, they wouldn't even see me about my foot. She seen me, and she refused to take me to outside medical so it could be record. So she tried to keep me inside. And so she said, you just take him on back to SIG, and y'all just monitoring, watching, because he trying to kill himself because y'all won't let him out of SIG. But anyway, so I go back to SIG, but like I said, it got so bad I couldn't go no longer. I felt like I was going to die, so I went on to 8.
How many
All
days
I
did
wanted
you
to do
say? You said from the 3rd to what?
To October the 6th. I hadn't ate no food from the night, from the evening of October the 2nd to October the 6th.
Okay.
I ate the first meal October the 7th, that Saturday morning. It was a Friday when I fell out. And Saturday morning I ate breakfast on October the 7th. I hadn't eaten nothing since October the 2nd. Because like I said, I really did get real sick. And so my body was so wore out that I felt like I was gonna die. And I stayed like that for about a week after I ate like that. So I'll never do that again. But anyway, so they refused to take me outside medical. So by that time, October the 9th, they let me out of SIG called the Secretary of Prison had got my letter that I had wrote him and told him what was going on. And I had wrote a judge that had my lawsuit was in Berghoff that I had against Berghoff. I wrote him. And it's on record. When I finally went to court on that case, he said it in the open court on transcript. He said, Mr. Blackwell, you are telling the truth. He said, something's going on with you in this prison system. He said, because I've been sending you mail, and the mail has been coming back to me. He said, that don't supposed to happen. I'm a judge. You're supposed to give you your mail. I said, yeah, Your Honor. I said, they've been holding my mail, throwing my mail away. Anybody I write, they write me back, they hold it and throw it away. And he said, well, I have emailed the Secretary of Prison and told them what's going on. Then now my mail stopped. Now they stopped messing with my mail.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
So anyway, then they sent me, like I said, to the mountain.
To fix
and after
that.
I sent Judge Harold, his name was Judge Harold out of Berghoff, North Carolina, Pendleton County. And after that, they went to Avery Mitchell, like I said, all that happened to Avery Mitchell. Avery Mitchell tried to do me the same way. They put me in SIG for wearing my religious kufi and for not taking it off. And I stayed 25 days in the hole. And finally, when I went to court for this Berghoff case.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Welcome back, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis.
Hello? Yes, ma'am. I apologize for the delay. That's how they do these tablets here. That's what y'all need to understand and know, too. When they see you on the tablet or you calling, they monitor calls and your texts and stuff. When they see you saying stuff about going on, they start messing with the tablet and make it not work and make it cut off and the mess your texts up and you have to keep paying to get back on it. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on here that's wrong on this tablet stuff, too. And I found a lady that's fighting against that, too. She out of New York. She's on the tablet, and her name is Veronica. She's fighting about how the capitalism is going on bad in the prison, about the phone calls, the texts, and all. But I want to say this, too. I want to say this before we end. Okay. Let it be known. My case was so bad on my conviction that they used my juvenile record to give me record level sentencing points. They used to, when I was 14 years old, they used to charge that I was charged with when I was 14, a charge that I really didn't commit. And it was proven that I didn't commit, but I had did the time. And I got out when I was 18. But when I was 14 years old, I was sent to Morgan High Rise for a crime of forcibly robbing a 47-year-old man when I was a 14-year-old kid weighing 90 pounds, about 5'2" or 5'1" back then. But anyway, they use that case when they sentence me now, when I'm in here from now, to give me a lot of time. Because you got to have so many points up the ladder to be sentenced high. So they use my juvenile points, and the charge that they gave me back then was a kidnapping. And it don't even fall under this guideline that I'm sentenced under. It was a fair sentencing case. This is destruction sentencing what I'm doing now. So they used them points for that charge to give me 6 extra points. They took my point level from 8 to 14. So that's how I got all this time. And they gave me in the middle grade range. And like they box carded me. They made sure.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Thank God I'm on my last one. And like I said, I haven't finished what I'm exposed about Person County because it's a corrupt place too as well. And I got evidence to prove. I got stuff on discs and CDs of the sheriff calling me before I was taken to court and telling me to take my stuff off of Facebook and drop my post office box where people were sending me stuff to my post office, telling me about what was going on in jail and the sheriff's department and police department, stuff like that. But I wanted to be known that they used my juvenile record again to be able to give me all this time and box carded me when they gave me all this time. And my time was overturned in 2010. And I went back for resentencing up against the same judge that sentenced me. And all he did was take 2 of the car charges that I was charged with of saying I delivered the drugs with the car. He took them 2 charges out because the police court said I can't be charged with the same crime 3 times, no matter how many times I was supposed to sell drugs. You couldn't charge me once. So that's how they box carded me and stacked my sentences up. And he still took the car out and left my sentences the same. So I'm still doing it all the time. Because like I said, I'm on my end and now I'm on my last sentence.
So
but
Dennis, it sounds like for all the time that you've been incarcerated thus far, you've really been fighting every step of the way, filing grievances every time something happens.
Right.
Have you been fighting your case at all? Is there anything that you can do to fight that?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Like I told you, I was doing it hard, just like I'm doing this stuff.
Right.
But they would beat me down. I mean, I couldn't win because I couldn't get no attorneys to help me. And then, when you don't have nobody on the outside that really willing to put their money on you, my son hadn't made it. My son, he raps now. So now he's able to help me because he got the money. But then he was young. He couldn't. But, my son's sticking by me now. And he know I'm in prison wrong, but that's why we still fighting it. And like I said, but I didn't have nobody to stand up for me. And the ones who could stand up, they weren't willing to take that chance to go get them people.
Right.
To go get some people for what was going on,
I think it's something to be said about the fact that you don't care about what repercussions happen or what they do, what's said. You are going to stand up for what you believe in, and I think
that's commendable.
Yes, that's
Definitely.
awesome. I mean, you're in there. You're still going to have to tolerate this stuff, and you're still standing up for yourself.
Yes, and see now, but I'm at the end. It don't bother me now. See, once this system seen that they couldn't put me in segregation and break me and stop me from talking, they realized they messed up. That's why they're trying to keep this lawsuit from Lumberton being filed. Because this lawsuit I did, it's a 28-page lawsuit, very well put out. Like I told y'all on this interview, it's put out everything facts. I got maybe 200 exhibits attached to this lawsuit to prove every step, everything they did, every paper I filed, every response I got, everybody was involved, everybody who forged papers. I got all that attached to this lawsuit. So the judge who got it was a good judge. He automatically signed it off and said, no, he don't have to pay to file this. The case is not frivolous. And so now they're playing the game because they're family in Lumberton. The Lumberton system is kin to the people in the courthouse. So what they're doing, they're trying to keep me from getting the summons served on them. Once the summons served on them, they got 30 days to answer it. Then they're going to, like in the trial stage, they're trying to keep me from getting it done. So what I did, I drawed up a motion called mandamus the other night, and I'm going to get it hopefully in the morning notarized, and I'm sending it to the Court of Appeals. And I'm asking the Court of Appeals to issue a mandamus order to make the trial court get a deputy served and summons on it so my case is proceed. So it can go ahead and go through the process. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep him because I got all the proof on it attached to it. So this time when I filed it, I said I'm going to make sure there won't be no loopholes for them to get out. So that's why I attached all the exhibits and named each thing that went down. What happened? Who did this? When I wrote this deal, what happened? What they said? Everybody covered up. Everybody covered up all the way to the grievance board in Raleigh. And all the way to the lady who's over the dictionaries in prison. They framed me for all my disciplinary charges. Every disciplinary charge I got, if somebody would look at them and pull them up and look at the policies and procedures of the prison, how it's be ran and what's supposed to be done, they said, man, didn't do none of this stuff. All these charges is bogus. They was trying to always convict me so they could take my phone privilege and I can't use the phone. I stayed in SEG, like I said, 105 days. I was the only inmate who couldn't use the phone. So one Saturday, right before I got out on that hunger strike, a sergeant, that was a great sergeant, came through. He said, man, I'm going to let you use your phone, man. You've been back here all this time. He said, he let me use the phone. I called my family. My family was so happy to hear from me. He said, where have you been? I said, I've been in SEG this whole time, you know. And they said, we knew something was wrong, but they kept lying and said he was okay. And they were going to tell you to call us if you never called. So we thought it was okay. But anyway, so like I said, I did the hunger strike just to get attention. And they worked. A judge reached out and called Raleigh and got them people to let me go. So when they let me go, I stayed with y'all, like I said, for a week, then they sent me to Scotland. But now, this is the thing. Scotland people are kin and family to the same ones I come from. It's right here in Kansas City. You got the same Mark Lears, the same Jacobs, all them kin. So I'm still talking. But they ain't bother me because they know I will file in court. So what they do is they just let me, you know, like I'm not here. You know, they ain't gonna do nothing extra for me or nothing like that. But so like I said, but I'm stuck. See, here people need to know too.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
But see, there's violation here too. They got inmates. They got us living in cells together. They got me and another man living in a small cell together, using the same toilet, and you can't flush it, but every 5 minutes. So that means if you defecate, you got to smell that for a whole hour if you accidentally flush that stool within 5 minutes.
What, the toilet don't let you flush?
It's crazy. They got a lot like that. They don't want you to use the toilet, but every 5 minutes. And I have a what you call a lactose tolerance disease real bad. So all food and dairy products are giving me real gas.
Oh no.
So now I have to sit in this cell because I don't want to be passing gas with this guy in the block and we get to arguing about it, you know what I'm saying? So I had to sit here and suffer for hours before they let us out this room to use the bathroom. It's crazy here too.
Oh,
and they keep us locked down in here, like I said, together. They got inmates living in the same cells together, and this shouldn't be done. And nobody do this with discount. And the same way Mountain View, Avery Mitchell is, the first thing they tell you, this is Table City. Welcome to the Rock. We do what we want to do here.
Mm. You're the second inmate that said that to us.
Yeah. Yeah, we're hearing a lot of the same things about certain facilities.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. And like I said, we need to investigate how they put inmates in.
I have one more question, Dennis. You talked about a lot about drugs being brought into the facilities, that you've been to phones even at one. How is it that contraband gets in? What would you say is the number one way that contraband gets into prison?
Well, see, now it's so corrupt. They act like it's coming through the mail all the time, right? But notice now you can't get mail like that. We can't get a letter from you. I got to get it on the text behind. So text behind is coming from you and coming from the company, whoever they got these tablets set up with. So you know it ain't coming like that. Yeah. Now, some of it they say comes in through Turner's, but I don't believe that neither because they know Turner going to risk his license to send drugs and get busted and lose his license. So you know how it's coming in. It's coming in through the people, the officers and stuff. But it's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I'm scared that I'm going to end up with cancer down the road because I have to inhale smoke all day long or walk, you know what I'm saying? You can't breathe, you know what I'm saying? We stay in these dorms all day. We don't get about an hour outside, you know what I'm saying? It's bad. It's terrible. And I've been trying to get away from this camp because I want to get back to a camp where it's an open dorm, like when I can walk outside when I get ready. Here you locked back inside a building with 80 men in the building. You got 2 tiers. You got upstairs and downstairs, and you got each man got a man in the room with him. It's terrible.
I couldn't imagine being
I can't
locked in an area with that many people.
I can't imagine not being able to use the bathroom in privacy.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then you can't flush
like right now, right? Say now, we out our rooms now. They locked down at 11:15. Okay, so if I got to use the bathroom, which you don't never know when your mate's gonna call, but say if I got to use the bathroom, I got to hurry and do it now because if I don't, me and him are here together. And then you got to say, dang, man, I got to use the bathroom. And then he's going to say, man, I don't want to smell that. You get the argument. That's how fights start. And you can't really blame each other, but, that's how it goes. They don't care. And you can't flush the stool. Like I said, if you use the bathroom and flush that stool, you can't flush it again for an hour if you flush it on top of each other like that. It'll lock for a whole hour. You're not flushing.
I just need to know. So I just need to see how this goes. So you're in the cell, and if y'all are both locked in there and you have to use the bathroom, what does he do?
Well, you got a little button on this wall. You can push it, and it might open it, and it might not if it's late in the night. And sometimes we'll come around and do rounds. You might holler, hey, officer, I need to get out and use the bathroom. And if he's a decent officer, he'll tell us, hey, bus, I'm going to say it 12. He said, bus there 12. And he'll let me come out, and I'll stay out while that guy uses the bathroom. When he's finished, I go back in the cell.
But when he's finished, can he just flush it, or he has to wait a little while?
Yeah, he can flush it. But he can flush again. But say if I got to use it, right then, I got to wait a few minutes. After he flushes, you got to wait at least 5 minutes to 6 minutes to flush it again.
So there's no courtesy flush in between.
Huh?
There's no
if you
courtesy
flush it again, it's gonna lock.
Okay.
Huh?
What happens if it locks? Like you can't use it at all?
It won't flush no more for a whole hour.
Oh my god!
It's a light up. Yeah, it's a light on the knob that you push. That little knob will turn red, and it's showing you that it's locked. You cannot flush it for another hour.
Now that's going to cause a big problem because y'all in there smelling it for a whole hour.
Yes.
Why do you feel like they put this control on even the toilet?
Because this is a controlling camp like that. That's how they do here. They treat you like you in the army or something. They got lines here. You got to walk the line. You step over that line, they lock you up, jump on you when you get to cell. Yeah, they people crazy here too now.
Oh my goodness.
They feed you what they want to feed you. I mean, it's terrible here.
Goodness, Dennis.
I'm trying to get the cash. Trying to get the cash where
you have 60 seconds remaining.
Well, Dennis, you have literally spilled the tea. You have, I mean, every step of the way, it sounds like you are standing up for yourself, and I'm so proud of you for doing that. I'm shocked that you are just so brave to be able to do that, because I know there's a lot of prisoners that won't and just tolerate it, and they tell us that on our interviews, that they just deal with it, because if you say something, you're in more trouble. Yeah. And it's really interesting to hear
you have 30 seconds remaining.
Someone on the other side of that just saying, I don't care if I get in trouble, I'm still going to write the grievance, and I'm still going to say something. So that's awesome. I think that's good that you stand up for yourself like that.
Yes.
And another thing too, Dennis, is I'm really sorry that you're going through all this. Keep pushing. Just, stand up for what you believe in, as it sounds like you do. And thank you so much for coming on here and being so transparent with us.
Thank you so much.